So one of the encouraging things that happened is when the we have a strategic litigation that is in progress. What was very interesting is when this case came up for hearing, it garnered a lot of media interest. And basically it's because the Malaysian mothers took it upon themselves to say their stories, so the media was publishing stories of these mothers who are Malaysian, who are loyal to the country and trying to raise up the children amidst all the challenges they're facing. And this kind of exploded. And, they became the favorites of the media, and media would approach them very often. And these mothers actually galvanized themselves to have social media advocacy and would tell their stories out. And as a result of this, there were other categories of children without citizenship that actually brought up, that highlighted and spotlighted this issue. So there were other categories like adopted children who had difficulty obtaining citizenship. There were foundling children with citizenship issues. There were children of Malaysian fathers, and their stories, the media they realized that these stories have to be published and people have to know about it. And as a result of this, a lot of other categories of children without citizenship, their stories came out, and there's been a more interest on this. And what really happened was, it was very interesting because during the general elections, we were wondering what's going to happen to the issue, because the court case that came about, we had a very good, it was a strategic litigation, and we had a very good outcome because the Kuala Lumpur High Court actually accorded citizenship to the 6 plaintiffs and other mothers in similar circumstances. So it was like it was a public interest case, and it really made everyone excited, happy. There were mothers overseas who were planning to return back, and 72 hours later, the government at that time decided that they want to appeal. So we lost the appeal. And then all these applications froze, but the 6 plaintiffs got citizenship. And those children's stories were published. And we think that children don't understand, but these children were so excited and so happy. So we had a young 10-year-old who was receiving his citizenship certificate. And it was a 10-year struggle for his mother. And so the mother asked him, it was his birthday on that day, and asked him, what would you like on your birthday? It's your birthday today. What present would you like? He said, I don't need anything else. This is the biggest and the best birthday present I could ever have. And it really surprised all of us, because we thought he's a young child and he would ask for something really good, because his mom said, I'll give you anything. Today is the happiest day of my life. And but it matters so much to these children. Getting a citizenship, Malaysian citizenship, the same citizenship as their parent, the similar color passport as their siblings, because we have many families. One sibling is non-Malaysian and the other siblings are Malaysian. And these children always question, why is my passport a different color? And amongst the mothers as well, there are children who have become refugees in other countries. And we can't believe, because Malaysia is such a beautiful country and has access to, so much. And they started campaigning with political parties. They started campaigning with potential candidates in their own constituencies, and they would ask the question. And these were actually public campaigns where you would have hundreds and thousands of people attending, and they would ask the candidate, do you support Malaysian mothers' struggle to acquire citizenship overseas? And of course, you're in front of so many people, they were, because this became a national issue and people wanted to support it. political parties agreed to support it. It was an amazing time for all of us, and finally, when the government came into power, they declared that they would give Malaysian children, overseas born children of Malaysian mothers, citizenship via an amendment. So that was really exciting. At a downtime, these mothers came out successful. But what happened later, in June of last year, the government announced something which really shocked everybody. And what they did was they bundled these progressive amendments with 5 very regressive amendments. And still the mothers galvanized, the civil society came together, and that's where you saw the civil society coming together. Public support was amazing. And what happened was, from the 5 amendments, 2 amendments were dropped. But for children born overseas, if the father does not have any other citizenship, then that child becomes stateless, because it can't accept the mother's citizenship, right? So this is the issue. Now, the other issue that many of the children faced is that they have siblings who have one citizenship, and they are sometimes without citizenship if the father does not have any other citizenship. And this is for Malaysian mothers with children born overseas. But the thing is, they are forced to take on the foreign father's citizenship, basically because Malaysia does not give citizenship. So they cannot be without a passport or a visa in a foreign country. Even to return back to Malaysia, they need a travel document which is not given to them. And then that very same thing of having another citizenship, because Malaysia does not practice dual citizenship, is used against these mothers. And we are really hoping, because the bill for the amendment of the Malaysian mothers took place in March this year, in late March this year. And we really expected it to be debated and voted, but abruptly it got aborted. So we really would like the amendment to continue to the next stage at the next session, and we hope that this amendment and the law will be retroactive. Because if it's not retroactive, all those mothers who were discriminated in the last 60 years will continue to be discriminated. Now, although the Home Minister has really approved many of the mothers, there are still some mothers who face rejections. There are still adult children who never had the opportunity to put in an application for citizenship, who will be excluded from the law. And therefore, it is really in the best interest and the well-being of families that the amendment for Malaysian mothers is retroactively passed. So we also have the court case then that is coming up, and we do hope that the government of Malaysia will improve upon its practices in according citizenship to its own children. And it should not be, this issue should be addressed immediately and urgently, basically because it's in the best interest of the child. Malaysia is a signatory to CRC. Malaysia always believes in the well-being of the family, and we hope that these solutions would be applied to them, and the retroactive amendments would be dropped immediately.